Alright guys, welcome back with me with another YouTube video. Okay, so today I'll talking about how to beat Blackbeard. So, make sure to stay tuned for that. If you do enjoy seeing this anime reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you can do is smash that like button, and if you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you will miss future anime videos. While Teach is extremely powerful, it's also doubtful he has the prowess with either Devil Fruit to challenge Luffy's own skill with both Haki and his Devil Fruit. For one, Luffy has been able to transform his Devil Fruit powers in ways that I cannot recall anyone else doing. That is, he is able to use his Devil Fruit powers to transform how his body uses the Devil Fruit. Not unlike a Logia user will turn their body into the element or force of their Devil Fruit, Luffy has made his body essentially a vessel for his Devil Fruit. Even Katakuri and the Mochi Mochi fruit, Luffy's toughest opponent yet, was simply using his powers to both defend and attack, but attacked in a way that was using the Devil Fruit power for its power, not unlike Doflamingo or Law. That said, I feel Katakuri's use of the Devil Fruit is closest in comparison to how Luffy uses it. He is able to contort his body in a way that not many Paramecia can, such that he was able to launch a Mochi Fist by applying pressure inside his forearm, but I feel like this has more to do with his ability to make separate Mochi from his body. He was simply launching the Mochi, while Luffy uses his air and blood to maximize the efficiency of his Devil Fruit. It is a sort of genius application that shows not only fighting prowess, but an extreme understanding of how his Devil Fruit works. All this is to say, Luffy is certainly the stronger fighter. Where the difficulty lies is of course in Teach's Devil Fruits. Both are two of the strongest in the series, but again, without the experience and depth of skill in using them, they may as well be wasted on him. That's not to say he, himself isn't skilled with them, but I doubt he's been tested with them anywhere near the point Luffy has with his Devil Fruit, making him the less seasoned of the two. Furthermore, there is a chance that sometime in Luffy's attempts to take down Kaido, he will awaken his Devil Fruit, which, if he does, paired with his already monstrous Haki, I feel Luffy will be rivaled only by Kaido and Shanks, and possibly Akainu, and further possibly Dragon and Garp. In my mind, he would be able to trap anybody in a membrane-thick rubber that can't be broken, and he would be able to propel himself and his enemies with recursive force by bouncing himself and his enemies off the ground and walls. It would likely be a matter of time before he is able to use it, but that, with his foresight, with his conqueror and hardening Haki, it's safe to Luffy awaking his Devil Fruit would make him a serious force to be reckoned with. Let's not forget that Kaido is the strongest creature alive, and if history proves true, Luffy will end up taking him down just as he's done with Arlong, Crocodile, Enel, Rob Lucci, Oars, Gecko Moria, PX5, Hody Jones, Caesar Clown, Haruden, Chinjao, Don Quixote Doflamingo, and Charlotte Katakuri. Once Luffy does beat Kaido, I think it would be a fair assumption that he will formally become the equivalent of a Yonko. Luffy currently probably couldn't win considering Blackbeard has the Yami Yami no Mi and Gura Gura no Mi and 2 years of training with the latter. Luffy is certainly improving though, and Teach has shown weaknesses. He's still vulnerable to attacks and he has to be able to physically touch his target to cancel out their powers. Luffy can attack from a distance and attack quickly, but Blackbeard is tough and could figure Luffy's pattern out. Teach is a smart fighter and he may utilize Haki for the first time where we can see it. The Gura Gura no Mi would just make matters worse for Luffy. It's a highly destructive Devil Fruit and hasn't shown much weakness other than the standard Devil Fruit weaknesses. If Luffy would have any openings, it would probably be very few where he uses Blackbeard's weaknesses to his advantage. Blackbeard doesn't appear to be suffering from having 2 Devil Fruits at the same time, but that may end up being another side effect down the line that Luffy can take advantage of as well. The first and foremost strength, as demonstrated by Blackbeard, is that it allows the user to control darkness and its unique property of gravity. Similar to a black hole, the user can absorb things inside a vortex. The most unique and frightening advantage of the fruit is that the user also has the ability to nullify the powers of other Devil Fruits by simply touching the user and draining them of their abilities. All types of Devil Fruit, be it a Paramecia, Zone or Logia, are affected by this, though Logias are most affected as they can no longer become intangible by transforming into their respective element. The major strength of this particular fruit, the darkness the user turns into that swallows up everything, is also its major weakness. Since the darkness also absorbs attacks, the user of the fruit is still vulnerable to attacks, which do not pass through the darkness they turn into. If they fail to absorb an attack in time, the user can be hurt like any other normal human being or even more, as stated by Teach. In addition, while the ability to nullify devil fruit abilities is very powerful, the user must actually touch and remain in contact with the victim for the effects to remain constant, meaning that if the victim is somehow separated from the user's physical touch, they will quickly regain their devil fruit abilities. However, it seems this power can be overcome in certain situations. Whitebeard somehow managed to activate his powers even with his hand around Blackbeard's neck, somehow ignoring the nullification of his devil fruit powers through physical contact. It is possible that Whitebeard used his haki to nullify the effects. So maybe it looks like only the person with the highest haki can beat Blackbeard. Although not a devil fruit user, Roger is able to defeat all of his enemies. Do you remember when Marco was beaten by Garp? Even though Garp is not a devil fruit user, Garp can injure Marco to the point of pain. When Marco is shot by Kizaru, Marco can make Kizaru's attack useless. But when Marco was going to save Ace, Marco could be beaten until he bled by Garp, who is not a devil fruit user. In front of Garp, the devil fruit user was nothing. So the only way to beat Blackbeard is that Luffy must master high-level haki. Luffy is currently trying to improve his armament haki in Wano. Before that, he got a huge upgrade to his observation haki in his fight against Katakuri on Whole Cake Island. Many people theorize that Luffy's Conqueror haki will be tested in an arc revolving around Shanks, which I agree with. That got me thinking though. How and by which means will Blackbeard be defeated? As we all know, Blackbeard is an unconventional man. He was able to absorb the power of 2 devil fruits, something unheard of until he did it during the Marineford War. He could easily be described as overpowered with the power to negate other devil fruit abilities and one of the most destructive devil fruits at his disposal. So how do you defeat an unconventional person like him? By unconventional means, something that hasn't been explored yet, is the voice of all things. We do not know the extent of this power so far, but it would make a lot of sense to explore each special ability in detail with one of the Yonkos in mind. Vegapunk has not yet explained the mechanisms behind the devil fruits, but it still doesn't seem unlikely that they are mythical in origin. If the story of the devil fruits being part of the Sea Devil is at least in part true, Luffy might eventually be able to hear the voice of the devil fruits. This is why I think that a way to defeat Blackbeard will be revealed to Luffy through his ability to hear the voice of all things, a way nobody has thought of yet and that will only be obvious to someone who possesses this ability. I'd love to think of a way how this will play out, but I'm not even gonna try to predict Oda. Since Blackbeard's darkness powers can absorb every devil fruit power, Luffy won't be able to use his rubber abilities to defeat him, so he will end up use only his haki skills, which as I mentioned before will be at the highest level, and he will beat Blackbeard for once and for all.